Good evening. I'm Tips Mahoy, and this is ArthIntel Evening Edition. Coming up, Iran issues demands for reopening of Hormuz. Alleged cartel boss Daniel Kinahan charged in Ireland amid heavy security. Health officials urge caution for Gulf Coast beachgoers during surge of deadly bacterial infections. That, plus a check of the weather across the country. We begin tonight with the top stories from around the world. Iran has laid out preconditions for reopening the Strait of Hormuz, a waterway crucial to the global economy. Iranian officials say negotiations with Oman over transit are nearing their final stages, but Tehran is demanding an end to attacks on its allies, the lifting of a U.S. naval blockade, sanctions relief, unfrozen assets, and compensation for war damages. This comes as the UAE accused Iran of striking an ADNOC tanker in the strait with a missile, and ADNOC says 15 of its vessels have been attacked since the war began, including 3 this week. Oman, meanwhile, condemned the attacks without naming Iran and says talks on navigation arrangements remain positive and constructive. Alleged Irish crime boss Daniel Kinahan has appeared before Dublin's Special Criminal Court, charged with directing a criminal organization after being extradited from the United Arab Emirates. The 49-year-old was flown from Dubai to Dublin under heavy security, arriving at a Sunday night hearing without a lawyer, and was remanded in custody at Portlaoise Prison. He's due back in court on October 5. According to a joint Irish-Emirati statement, Kinahan is accused of leading an organized criminal group, murder and drug trafficking. Irish police estimate the group's wealth at more than €1 billion, though Kinahan has previously denied being a crime boss. Health officials in Louisiana are warning beachgoers to be careful this summer as cases of a flesh-eating bacteria surge along the Gulf Coast. The state's health department says Louisiana has confirmed 9 cases of Vibrio vulnificus infections this year, all requiring hospitalization, with 5 deaths, well above the past decade's average of 7 cases and 1 death for the same period. Florida has also seen a rise, reporting 14 cases and 2 deaths so far this year. According to the CDC, the bacteria thrives in warm coastal and brackish waters, can enter the body through small skin breaks, and is fatal in as many as 1 in 5 infections. Officials urge anyone with a wound exposed to seawater to seek medical care immediately if it becomes red, swollen, or painful. Now to the political stories making news this evening. Your website should make you money, most don't. Toolbox Development builds sites that actually rank on Google and turn visitors into calls. No contracts. Find them at toolboxdevelopment.net. President Trump announced Sunday that Will Scharf, currently his staff secretary, will become the new White House counsel starting September 1st. Scharf will replace David Warrington, who is leaving the administration for the private sector. Trump praised Scharf on Truth Social as tough, strong, and smart, noting his background as a federal prosecutor who represented Trump in several cases, including before the Supreme Court. The shakeup comes just months before the midterm elections, with Democrats vowing to pursue investigations into the administration if they retake control of Congress. Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier says the state's investigation into Dr. Anthony Fauci is moving forward despite his federal pardon from President Biden, telling Fox News' Maria Bartiromo that the pardon does not affect Florida state law. Uthmeier says Fauci has been subpoenaed as part of an inquiry into whether he engaged in self-dealing or profited from COVID-era policies, pointing to book deals and awards he says are worth millions of dollars. Uthmeier stopped short of saying Fauci committed a crime, but said if Fauci was making money while perpetrating this fraud, there could very well be criminal liability. He also cited what he called Fauci's lack of candor to Congress and new evidence about his doubts on vaccine safety and efficacy as reasons Florida got involved. Louisiana Senator Bill Cassidy says he'll support Todd Blanche's nomination for Attorney General, casting what was the deciding vote to confirm President Trump's former defense attorney. In a Friday floor speech, Cassidy acknowledged Mr. Blanche is not perfect, but said he weighed that against the alternative of an acting AG he felt might run the Justice Department less effectively. Cassidy predicted the backlash, saying, "I'll be criticized for this vote. What's new?" That criticism came swiftly online, with critics including former Congressman Joe Walsh, calling him a coward, while others accused him, without independent verification, of enabling what they termed an Epstein cover-up. Hunter Biden says his father, former President Joe Biden, is in pain as his prostate cancer has spread. In a BBC interview broadcast Friday, Hunter Biden said the cancer has spread, metastasized into his bones and further, calling it very painful and very debilitating. He said watching his father, 83, go through this has been sad, adding, "I wish he would complain more because it's not good." Despite his health, Hunter Biden said the former president remains active speaking on public issues, and Joe Biden is set to publish a memoir, Promise Me America, after the midterm elections. Turning now to finance and the crypto markets. This spot is available. ArthIntel reaches a daily news audience on the Evening Edition and across ArthIntel.com. To advertise with us, visit ArthIntel.com. Hyperliquid's native token Hype dominates its ecosystem, with the next largest tokens being bridged-in stablecoins and the largest native token worth under 0.5% of Hype's value. The market still prices Hype largely on the exchange's trading economics rather than a broad base of native apps. Nearly 10 million Hype, about $550 million, unlocked to core contributors on August 6th, part of a monthly unlock series running through 2027, while spot Hype ETFs posted their first weekly outflow in mid-July after 9 straight weeks of inflows. Singapore's MAS has added the platform to its investor alert list, and Robinhood's new blockchain network is now clearing over $600 million in daily decentralized exchange volume, with some measures showing it drawing more daily speculative activity than Hyperliquid itself. Bitcoin ETFs pulled in $853.54 million in net inflows for the week ended August 7th, the largest weekly total since mid-April, according to data from SoSo BlackRock's IBIT accounted for the bulk of that activity, attracting $693 million on its own. Bitcoin traded around $65,100 as institutions appear to be dipping back in, though the ETFs remain roughly $4.5 billion in the red for the year due to earlier outflows. Friday's weaker-than-expected U.S. jobs report has cooled bets on further Federal Reserve rate hikes, which could clear the path for continued institutional buying. Finally tonight, sports. Detroit Lions quarterback Teddy Bridgewater has retired from football at age 33 after 11 NFL seasons, and the team has placed him on the reserve retired list. Head coach Dan Campbell praised Bridgewater, recalling his heroics filling in for Drew Brees with the Saints in 2019 and saying, "He's going to be missed." The Lions moved fast, signing veteran journeyman Josh Dobbs to a one-year, $1.425 million contract, according to his agent, to back up Jared Goff. Bridgewater retires having thrown for 15,182 yards, 75 touchdowns, and 47 interceptions over 83 career games. Brewers ace Jacob Misiorowski delivered another strikeout show Sunday, fanning 6 through his first 3 innings, and hitting the 200 strikeout mark for the season on a 102-mile-an-hour fastball. That makes him the first pitcher to reach 200 strikeouts this year, and according to MLB, the second fastest to ever do it by innings pitched, getting there in 129 and a third innings, behind only Spencer Strider's 2022 pace. Misiorowski entered Sunday leading the majors in both ERA at 1.63 and WHIP at 0.73. And per FanDuel, he's a heavy favorite to win the NL Cy Young at -700 odds over Chris Sale. And finally, here's a look at temperatures across the country right now. It's hottest in Phoenix at 109 degrees, while Seattle is the coolest spot on the board this evening at 72. That's ArthIntel Evening Edition for now, 11 stories, coast to coast. I'm Tips Mahoy for ArthIntel, signal over noise. Turn on notifications to catch every release, like and subscribe, and drop by arthintel.com for the rest of the story.